Hi, this is Dr. Don. We're going to spend a few minutes now walking through the Module 5 assignment on decision models. Now it starts like the other assignments we've had so far in Canvas and then jumps over to this detailed presentation. You get the scenario again. And as you scroll down, you get to the getting started and it gives you some more information about the assignment. You're going to be building a number of decision models and I'll walk you through those. Download the data file again, and then you will be given step-by-step instructions on how to complete this assignment. So you've seen those before. We've got videos that show you the basics of how to do each of the steps. Let's jump over to Excel. In Excel, the data file you will download, we already have it set up with a tab for each of the major components of your decision models. We'll build a basic decision model first, and then we will use a tool called Goal Seek to come up with a decision looking at it from one perspective. We'll do a data table decision model. We'll do a scenario in which you can look at different combinations of cost. We'll do an optimization with Solver, and then we'll do the more complex part, which is a Monte Carlo simulation. Your first task is to build this basic outsourcing decision model. Now this is very, very important because we're going to use this basic model throughout the rest of the assignment. Once you get this working, you'll copy it and paste it into each of the downstream parts. So make sure you spend some quality time on this and get it right. It's pretty straightforward. You're given this data up here, your fixed cost to manufacture, your unit variable cost to manufacture, and your outsourcing costs. And then you're also given a demand volume. That's something we're going to vary as we go through these assignments. You need to calculate and come up with a formula that will calculate, I should say, total manufacturing costs, which is typically the sum of the fixed costs plus the number of units, the volume, times the unit variable cost, versus the total outsourcing costs, which logically would be the number of units times the outsourcing costs. Once we get that work and you copy it over, we're going to use Goal Seek. That's a great tool that Excel has. And to find it, we just go up to Data. We look for the what if analysis and Goal Seek, and it opens up this dialog box. And what you've got to do is to put the correct cells in here, the cell you're setting and the value you're looking for and the cell that you're going to change to get there. And then once you do that, you click OK. What I recommend to help you there, once you get this working, grab a screenshot of how you set it up and your solution. But it's really pretty straightforward. We have a video. Next, we're going to do a data table. And it's similar. You're going to use this basic model again that you paste over here. And now we're going to again go to Data, What If, Data Table. And we've got another dialog box, and the video will tell you which cells to put in for your row input, which cells to put in for your column input. And then remember that you've got to set this table up by linking this goal cell here to the objective. The videos will show you how to do that. Next, we're going to do a scenario manager, and that's pretty straightforward. Again, it's another built-in tool. You got your model, and then you're going to go back to What If, Scenario Manager, and just set the scenario up. The video shows you how to do that. And then your results, I'll show you what you should look like once you get through. It'll insert this summary page and expand those so you can see it there. It will take up those 3 scenarios that you built, and it will tell you what the results are for each of those scenarios. It's a nice thing. The 5th task is to use optimization, and we're going to use the Solver add-in that comes with your Excel. That should be in there automatically. If you don't see Solver over here on the right side, go to File, Options, go to Add-ins, Excel Add-ins, go, and then you'll get this dialog box, and make sure your Solver is checked, and then that'll show up. The video again walks you through this. They've got your constraints up here. We've got our decision model. Capture a screenshot of how you set it up. It's pretty straightforward. I think you'll find this to be a very useful tool. In part 6 of the assignment, we're going to take our basic decision model and we're going to convert parts of it to random variables so we can start to include some analysis of uncertainty, of probability in our decisions. And we have 3 types of random variables, and we walk you through building those out, and then you link those into your model. And then we're going to take the model, certain cells, and link them into a new data table so that we can run our Monte Carlo analysis. We've got a video on that, of course, and we're going to run this model 1,000 times. And each time we run it, these variables change according to their probability distributions. And then we will see the decision based on each of those trials. And we can then take this information and come up with some statistics that we'll be able to use to answer questions. That's part 7. And then in part 8, we're going to take this information again and we're going to build a histogram that shows the distribution of outcomes. And remember what an histogram is, it just sets up some bins here and it tells us the frequency, how often a certain decision shows up. Here is the table we use to do that. We've got a video that shows you the process, and as you run the model, this histogram will change. I'll demonstrate that now. There's a number of ways you can get the model to run. I'm just going to go to Formulas over here and then hit Calculate Sheet Now. In one of the videos, I talk about setting this to manual calculations. Makes it easier to build the model so that Excel doesn't run every single time you hit the Enter key. But now I can just click Calculate and it'll rerun that model 1,000 times again and give us a different distribution of outcomes. Calculate, runs another 1,000 and gives us a distribution of outcomes. Monte Carlo is a very powerful method. A lot of people are using it today, and it is something that's nice to have in your tool pack. Finally, I'm going to scroll down here to part 9, and here we're going to answer some questions using this data. First of all, we will calculate the probability of losing money either way, and we guide you through on how to do that. FAST has a question though. They want to know, what if it's not so simple? They realize they've got investment in equipment and people, and it may be worthwhile to go ahead and continue to manufacture in-house, even though it's losing money, up to a limit. And they give you that limit, 100,000, and they want to know what your decision is. Does that change? Monte Carlo method is a powerful, powerful tool. I hope you enjoyed this module. I look forward to seeing you in the rest of the course.